Hi, this is James, and this is part 2 of my supermono video. I had some emails from people who wanted some more details, so here we go. This is the DRZ/klx400 powered supermono. Made some changes to the dash. I couldn't get the Micron 3 to work properly with the engine. I believe it's because of the wasted spark ignition system. It was reading far too high. So I sold that and made some changes. First off, I've got a Skitsu tack from the UK, 10,000 RPM redline. It normally had an internal NiCad battery, which I guess was worn out. So I took the bezel apart, removed the NiCad battery, and I'm having a battery company in Brandon build a battery for me. And hopefully I can power that properly externally with this. And hook it up to that little, it's like a little cell phone wire, and I'll maybe mount it somewhere around here and make it removable as needed for recharging and that sort of thing. Over here is a neat little COSO water temp gauge, and I've tried that out. I'm not going to run the engine tonight, but it works pretty good. Well, excellently actually, and there's even a 12-volt hookup if you wanted to have backlit, but I'm not going to, just use the battery that's inside it. It's got a nice little shut off feature here too, so things don't die. And lastly, I couldn't get the lap timer to work at all with the Micron gauge. I don't know what the problem was, so I've made a little aluminum mount here for a thumb operated lap timer. That's all I really need. I don't need anything too fancy, I guess, when it comes to keeping track of lap times, at least at this point. If I do get to race this bike, I'll be running a transponder anyway. And the idea is to mount it right here and then just be able to hit it with my thumb as I pass some sort of marker on the track. Moving down to the front, two additions here. This is a little custom made, again, NiCad I believe it is, or undersized battery, and normally the stock battery probably filled up this holder right to the top. It's the same width, but it's a lot shorter in height and also much lighter, and apparently these things actually last a lot better than normal. So kind of looks like a bit like a rat's nest there, but basically all the wires are tucked nicely out of the way, and they'll get out of the way when the fender or the fairing is bolted into place. And over here, it looks kind of dodgy again. It's not going to be seen, but it's just a little aluminum guard to help prevent some heat going on to the side of the battery here. Although again, the lower fairing has a nice little cutout here to keep that battery well cooled when the engine's running. And up here I had a little pinhole leak in the YZF450 rad that I had on the bike. It seemed to work fine last year, and then it was just weeping a bit this year. So again, with some eBay searching, I found a nice oversized aluminum rad. Can't remember the name of the company that bought it from, but it's not a Chinese knockoff, it's the real deal. Nice TIG welding all through here, and it holds an additional 30%, which in this case works out to 300 milliliters, which is, you know, almost 50% more than it held stock, and just running it on the stands, it seemed to keep things probably about 5 to 10 degrees Celsius cooler than normal. So that's kind of nice. Cooler running engine is always better. And I guess the last thing is the fairing, which of course I'm not planning on keeping in the garbage can, but this is where I've got it stored right now while it's off the bike. And the awesome Lucky Stroke logo, obviously a parody of Lucky Strike cigarettes. And Jardine, of course, is the end cans, and Energy Signs here in Brandon are the guys that did the logo for me. This is all one piece. This isn't laid on top of each other, so it fits pretty good, and they did a great job putting it over some of the contour curves here on the side of the fairing. And I think that's about it for any changes since the last time I showed you. Again, I've got some proper race tires mounted, but of course these are probably 3 or 4 years old in terms of you know, their age, but they'll be fine for what I'm using it for. And again, down to the awesome quick release for the fuel tank. This is also my petcock shutoff, so hopefully this lasts for a bit longer Otherwise it was weeping fuel all over the place. And again, the KLR 650 carb CVK40, and I'm just waiting to get some additional jets in that. Originally it spec'd a 145 main. I've already jumped up to 152.5, and just at least on the stand here that sounds a bit better. And also behind here there's a little diaphragm that helps popping on deceleration, and just with some eBay or internet searching, I found out that this sometimes needs servicing, and it turns out to open mine up, and it was the diaphragm was okay, but just the plunger itself was stuck with a bit of corrosion in there. So again, if you're using this mod for DRZ 400s or the KLX400 and are using this carb, it's a neat option, a cheaper upgrade for more power. But take this diaphragm off, this cover, check behind the diaphragm, shouldn't have any tears in it, and also pull the plunger right out to make sure it hasn't seized in place. After doing that, it runs a lot better. So that's the updates for now.